Hi, Gilchrist here with another weekly reading for January 9th through 15th, and I'm excited to be working with the Mermaid Oracle deck, or Oracles of the Mermaid deck, actually. This is a really, I don't use it very often, actually. I kind of forget, you ebb and flow with your cards. They all have personalities, and I have so many of them. This one always is very much in the watery emotions of things, and 3 cards popped out at once for us, so we're going to start one at a time. Visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, and out-of-body travel. So I always read very intuitively. The first thing that I was noticing was this energy of like visioning. So we are still in the beginning of the year, and so it's important to take the time. So the first message is taking the time to really vision into what it is that you want to experience, what it is that you want to feel like, what it is you want to manifest, like what it is you want your relationships like really spending some time. And I know I've been probably bringing this up over the last couple of weeks, but it just keeps showing up that it's time to really go inward and really fine tune your vision. Okay. It might even be for some of you clarifying more details if you've already been going through this, like how can you bring that into more actionable steps for yourself? And for others, it might just be taking that time for reflection, because I'm seeing the energy of the moon, which is all about, it just feels like leaning into that feminine energy, which is that reflective time, that intuitive time, your emotions, how you feel. It's not necessarily water, but I was seeing water actually more so than the moon even is what I was starting to say. Like it reminded me of the ocean. And so it's about really just tuning in. Now, when I read the actual card, that does light up for me as well, which is psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, and out-of-body astral. So this is about really trusting your intuitive insights. So trusting your intuitive nudges, your ideas, your inspiration, your visions that might be coming to you that feel so big. I know that I tend to attract people who feel they have a larger calling and purpose, and sometimes that can feel scary, or it might be different than, more out of the box than the people in your life, or maybe your current job. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, how could I can't see myself as that, right? I know that many people, again, that are similar to me, and that you might have a career, go through an awakening, and then feel called into something else, a new direction that's lighting up your spirit in a different way. And so trust those intuitive nudges, trust the visions, know that you are capable. You have all of the information inside of you, and you have so much more, actually, right? There's so much knowledge and wisdom that you have from this lifetime, other lifetimes, from, ancient wisdom that's available, that you can tap into. The other thing for some, it might be time to start developing your psychic senses and your intuitive gifts, right? It's definitely focused a lot on the intuitive gifts. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a invitation. I have a 4-day masterclass series that you can join. That's free. That really does cultivate your intuitive gifts, your clairvoyance, your channeling, your healing, and your awakening journey. So I will put that in here for you as well. All right. So let's see. What else do we have? I think there's lots of messages in that first card, and it's interesting how they just came right out all at once, right? Endurance, keep going. And so this is starting to move into action. I know we started this year out in a retrograde energy, and still in that retrograde energy for just a little bit longer. I'm not sure exactly. I want to say the 16th or 18th, it's coming up here, but it's going to be time to start moving forward. It looks like there's starting to be this emergence of like, okay, taking action on these ideas, taking action on your ideas, taking action on your vision. And for some of you, and it's not like we just stop during a retrograde. It's just sometimes things maybe aren't moving forward as quickly as we like. So for some of you that have been maybe already working on projects, or, really just, not feeling the forward momentum or progress happening as quickly for you, this is just an encouragement card to keep going. So I want to say it's for those of you starting new projects or already in projects, just keep going, keep moving forward, right? And what I'm noticing is her swimming in the ocean, right? And I learned a lot of insights from being in the ocean, especially when I go to Hawaii. It's like you can swim and swim and swim and fight against, like trying to swim against a wave, but you're not going to get very far, right? And so it's so much better when we can start to ebb and flow with the natural rhythms and cycles of our energy, of the universal energy. And so with the retrograde, we've been kind of in this pulled back phase, right? It's like we've kind of, if we're listening, we've kind of allowed this kind of slowing back to happen. And now it's like we can ride that wave and that momentum forward as it starts to unleash for you. And if you've been pushing and fighting against the wave, you probably haven't gotten very far and probably feeling frustrated and tired, in which case just pause, reset, and then move forward, kind of work with the momentum. And I feel like the energetic support is going to start to shift into forward action as well. So I feel like depending on what you're experiencing right now, you may, you might have been pushing against the storm and not getting very far, in which case I feel like just relax and move forward again. It's going to start moving forward. And for others, it's just like, maybe you've been feeling like you've been swimming and going nowhere. And now you're going to start to see that forward movement. And some of you might have not been taking action yet, in which case start to move forward as well. So I hope that is clear. Beauty, grace, loveliness, integrity of form and spirit. And it's interesting because this word grace has been coming up for me. I have another group where I was doing some work within, and this energy of, and for myself, I had this really powerful process of like surrendering into grace and the beauty of what's all around you, and how there's just so much power and healing in that surrender and that ability to be very present and witnessing the beauty all around you, and really looking at yourself through the eyes of grace as well. I feel like this is a lot directed. It could be for relationships with other people as well, but there's this message specifically about looking at yourself and the situation through the eyes of grace, having grace on yourself, right? For one thing. And it also feels like this is going to allow you to be more in integrity with who you really are, right? And it's interesting because when I was having this moment of reflection earlier in the month for myself, it was like I was leaning into this meditation of like, what does it feel like to embody that grace? And I just kept hearing, what would God do? What would grace do? Like making your decisions from that space of that purity, which is that higher truth of who you are as a spirit as well. And so this is helping you to really align your energy. And with that, there's this level of surrender and letting go of the struggle and the fight, which is all really separation. It's limitation. It's not allowing really that larger truth of who you are, or that energy or the spiritual support that you have to move through you. Or even in some cases, it might even be drawing more lack to you because it's coming from fear when we're trying to control. So there's this level of just like allowing releasing the expectations, releasing the struggle, releasing the fight, seeing yourself through the eyes of that grace, of that beauty, of that love. And then also maybe seeing others in situations through that way as well, if you're in a struggle, and just allowing what alignment wants to move forward from that space. What would love do? What would grace do? What would God do? Right? And really just take action from that space, because you're going to find your own center of alignment, and it feels really, really, really good. Right? It can feel very heart expansive. It can feel very freeing and very liberating. So I hope that resonates for you and supports you. That's very cool. I love this message. If you have other people that you feel would enjoy this message, please share, like, comment below. That always helps this channel grow, or my group grow, depending on where you're seeing this reading. And if I tune in, what's coming up because of that? Oh yeah, it's the Clairvoyant. So I'm going to put in a 4-day masterclass series below here that you can check out if you want to cultivate your intuitive gifts even more fully, or just be supported as a sensitive and an empath to really align more fully with your gifts and your higher path. All right. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.